Guys, welcome back to the Love in Dubai show with me, Simran.
And Misha here.
And hi, I'm Christiana Maxion, the Dubai Matchmaker.
So, guys, dating the right people in Dubai can be super tricky.
Ain't that the truth?
It is. But in Dubai, it can be especially challenging. And that's why we have with us today the go-to matchmaker of Dubai, covering all the bases you will need to find your perfect match, dealing with breakups and giving you the makeover you need to jump right back into the dating scene. So welcome to the show, Christiana.
Oh, thank you guys so much for having me. Honestly, an honor.
Thank you. Literally, pleasure's all ours. I'm super excited. Can you start off by telling us a bit more about yourself and how you got into matchmaking?
Okay, well, I am a native New Yorker.
Okay.
And my mission here in Dubai is to basically rewrite the blueprint of the Dubai dating verse.
Okay.
I think that dating in Dubai gets a really negative or bad reputation. But honestly, like with all of the changes in the new laws, like before Dubai used to be thought of as this really transient city. People are here for a good time, not a long time. But now with the new visas, with like golden visas, work remote, Dubai trying to become like the crypto hub of the world, and with the excellent way that the UAE dealt with the pandemic, people are viewing Dubai as more of a permanent place, which then translates into people thinking about making roots here and then finding long-term committed relationships.
Very well said. So what are some of the services you provide? You're a matchmaker.
Yes.
So is it like the incarnate of Tinder? How does it work?
No, we are not Tinder.
No, but you're like the real life version of Tinder if Tinder was actually good.
Exactly. Well, I would say we're elevated. So
100%.
Yeah, so basically what it is with my matchmaking services, men come to me when they're ready for a long-term commitment because they know that I have a database of quality women that are C-level executives, lawyers, entrepreneurs, models, and more.
Wow, sign us up.
Yeah, and also like the women that are on my database are usually women you don't find on the dating apps.
Yeah.
Because they do have a high profile or they don't have time to waste with swiping, messaging. They don't want their face out there on an app. So that's why men come to me when they're ready for that commitment. And the women trust me that I'm delivering quality guys.
How do you find the women though? So how do you compile the database?
So in 2020 was when I really started like recruiting women because the way that this whole thing started was I started an Instagram account called Dating in Dubai during the pandemic.
Oh, that's cute.
And it really was like documenting my dating experience. With the apps, I found Zoom dating absolutely ridiculous, 100%. But it did gain some popularity, and I think people were attracted to my empowered dating standpoint. So a lot of people started asking me questions about dating, about relationships, and I said, you know what? I really love helping others, making people feel confident in this dating world. So I really invested in education, programs, mentoring. I became a certified dating coach, a professional matchmaker, and then in September, I consulted a legal team to basically say, hey, is this something that Dubai is ready for? Is this a business that will be accepted here? And they said, gave me the green light. September 30th was when I started Christiana Maxion Solutions with dating coaching and matchmaking. And right now we boast an over 80% success rate. So I'm so happy with that.
We have hope, basically, is what
yes, there is hope. Are you two single?
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Very
about to recruit you.
Oh, yeah. Do you get a discount?
Maybe complimentary. We'll see.
Pro bono.
Sorted.
You're exactly what I need in my life right now.
Okay.
So how do you vet how do you vet people basically? How do you keep the creeps away? And how do you differentiate between people who are actually in it for the long run as opposed to people
no
that
Tinder swindlers like
no
Simon.
Tinder
We don't want any
swindlers.
of those.
No. So basically the way I'm sorry, I didn't answer your question before about the database. I've been recruiting women I started out with like people that I knew, right? About people who are struggling in dating, but they're fantastic, fantastic women. And I was like, why are these women struggling with dating? So I started recruiting them. I have a whole profile that people can fill out and apply to the database if they're ready for a long-term commitment. And the way that I vet the men who come to me is I have a particular, like, not questionnaire, but list of questions that I use. And I always do a face-to-face consultation because then I feel you can feel the energy from somebody, because just like a dating app, anybody could write down anything that they want. want.
Very true.
Yeah. So I talk face to face with them. I usually have, I think maybe being a New Yorker, I have like a gut instinct about certain people. And like if I have a feeling like they're not in it for the right reason, I do ask this one question, but I don't want to reveal it because I feel like then people will know the question that I asked.
Tell us later.
I'll tell you guys secretly later, but that tells me, like the answer to that question tells me whether or not they're ready for this kind of commitment.
Yeah.
And then for, I think like the price point that I have, like if you're ready to invest this amount into your love life, then why wouldn't you take this seriously?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Dating is hard.
Yeah.
Especially for me.
I mean, instead of investing in like tarot reading and like all of that, just invest in something that'll get you results.
Exactly.
Instead of giving you predictions. But tell me, are you single?
I am. So I recently split with somebody, but I've had many successful relationships. I've been proposed to 2.5 times.
Oh, wow.
Engaged once. So like, I think I know what I'm doing, but it's going to take a very, very special man to lock it down.
Like, you know your worth.
So, and you break it off? What?
Yes, I know my worth.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, like, ain't no time to mess around.
Yes.
So did you break it off each time?
One of them, no.
No, okay.
But that I wasn't engaged in that moment or proposed to in that moment.
So what are some of the challenges of dating in Dubai?
Well, I think I mentioned before that people have this negative perception of dating. And I think that the dating apps have really like induced this kind of fear in people.
Yes.
And with the dating apps, and I hate to say this, I know it sounds so harsh, but people have become disposable because they live in your phone. You have no real connection to them.
Yes, I never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
Like, you just move on to the next person, essentially. Like, if this isn't working out, as bad as it sounds, like, that is the sad truth.
And I call them machines, right? And I know you mentioned Tinder earlier. I call it the Tinder machine, right? Because it's constantly cranking out a wheel of new people, which gives this kind of like false sense that there are so many people to date here, but there's no vetting process in it.
Yeah.
And like through my company, we have quality people. But going back to the dating apps, right, with people being disposable, you have no real connection to them. You don't know them through family. You don't know them through work. You don't know them through friends. So conversations end. Conversations don't start. Dates get set. Dates get broken. But guess what? If it doesn't work out, boop, on to the next one because it's a machine. It goes like this. So if you're on the dating apps, I feel like it might hurt or hinder your kind of like positive perception of dating, your confidence, your self-esteem. And I always say that dating should be the most fun time in your life, especially in Dubai, because there's so many different cultures. You can date the entire map here and like learn like what you really like versus living in like your hometown where maybe it's more homogeneous culture. Where here, gosh, you have so many different opportunities to date anyone. So it should be fun.
Having people from different cultures, different backgrounds, how do you navigate finding a fit? Because some people want to date someone with a similar culture, similar beliefs, similar or same religions, or they just want to have that connection on a more cultural level. What would you say to them, and how do you navigate that?
I would say that I totally get that.
Because do you think it's limiting? Do you think it's a limiting belief?
I think that if you want to build a life with somebody and something that's deep-rooted in yourself and what you value is like religion or culture, then that's totally fine because that's going to be somebody, or it's going to make it easier to find somebody you're compatible with. For example, somebody who's really religious might find it difficult to date somebody outside of the religion because habits are different. And not necessarily values. I think that a lot of religions are rooted in similar values, but habits are different. And when you think about compatibility and building a life with somebody, it really comes down to hobbies, habits, and interests.
And the relatability meter as well.
Yeah, hobbies, habits, and interests.
Hobbies, habits, and interests.
Compatibility. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
Some quality advice, putting so many things into perspective here. So of course, like the relatability meter has to be high as well with couples. So you are a certified dating coach.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you a few of your thoughts on some situations like long distance relationships.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
What are your thoughts on that?
I am actually a fan of long distance relationships, but because maybe I'm a person who's very independent and I'm very secure in myself, and if my partner makes me feel secure as well, then why not have a long distance relationship? I think that what's very key in that is communication and schedules. Okay. Scheduling time to either Zoom, I know I mentioned Zoom dating before, but if you're already in a relationship, it's fine. Yeah. To Zoom, to FaceTime, but making and putting in dates to see one another. Because then it's the anticipation of meeting up. And when you do meet up, I mean, there should be an end goal of, I guess, being together in the same city. But then again, in 2022, you can write any relationship that works for you. And don't let outside factors or traditional, I guess, ways of dating or relationships hinder that. Because if it works for you, who cares? It works for you, exactly. It works for you and your partner.
Very true.
Well, would you, so if you're in a relationship and like you're scheduling in Zoom calls, doesn't it get mundane for the individuals? Like, how do you overcome that?
Okay, so I think that what you should do is like prepare like questions for each other that are like fun and intriguing, a little provoking. Even doing like, gosh, what's that? Okay, I like to play this game. It's called like Red Flag Deal Breaker or like Would You Rather? And like playing those games with one another and then like getting to know somebody through that.
That's nice. That's really nice.
That is. Because like, a few of my friends that are in relationships complain that one of my closest friends, she complains that when she's on a Zoom call with her mans, he's playing like video games the whole time, and she's like,
"That's not quality time, though."
Hey, yeah, it's not, right? Yeah. But like, I guess that's all they can do. But also, you kind of no, they've been together for a while, to be honest, and I've never seen a couple so.
That's when they get too comfortable.
Okay, in sync. Well, it might be that, but it just depends too. Obviously, I don't know this couple, but what are their end goals? How long have they been together? What are the things that they enjoy doing together? Do they have a set date to see each other again? But then again, like we just said, if that relationship works for them, it works for them. Who are we to judge?
But I guess at the same time, he just wants to spend time with her. So if it means he's playing video games and can like glance at his screen and see her, it is different, right? Like,
okay, wait, can I say something funny? So I knew a couple once that literally used to sleep on the phone together.
That's cute.
Is it? How many? Honestly, how many minutes do you have?
No,
then
like
what?
Calls.
On like the FaceTime, maybe, like the Wi-Fi or whatever.
It's just like having why not? It's like having the company on the phone.
It doesn't work for me.
I still that
all doesn't work for me, but it works for others. And who am I to judge?
I mean, my question is, how much money do you have to spend on minutes to be on the phone?
No, FaceTime, like a FaceTime.
Oh, good
WhatsApp call. That's
and then
fine.
you like wake up the next day with like the raspy voice. You're like, hey, babe, like wake up.
But no bad breath, because they can't smell each other.
Good point. Good point. What are your tips for bad breath in the morning?
I mean, brush your teeth before you go to bed. Use mouthwash.
Oh, this isn't
this isn't a dental section, is it?
Well, no, just like I don't know.
We have so many questions for you. Like,
okay, go.
Okay, so the next one: how do you revive a dying relationship? And can you see? You know, a lot of people say love does die eventually. Like even when you get married, like love never lasts. And is that true? And if so, how do you revive it? How do you revive the sparks?
I wouldn't say that love doesn't last. I think that love in a relationship evolves. And if you're in a long-term relationship, that relationship changes and takes course in different ways.
Yeah.
Especially when you add in other factors like moving, family, children, things like this. It changes course because you as an individual, as a human, you're ever evolving. And I think it's important to see if your relationship is evolving with your evolution and your partner's evolution, and how does that change with somebody. In terms of, I guess, reviving or maybe bringing back that spark, especially if you're in a long-term relationship, I would definitely say start dating again.
Someone, I was gonna say, move on from the person. You're boring. You're out.
Date each other
and like try different stuff. Like
try different things.
Go back to the basics.
Go back to the basics, and also I would say reflect and remember why you fell in love with this person.
That's so cute.
Yeah, because like life can get in the way and it can become a little muddied with responsibilities, and it's always good to take a step back and to evaluate yourself, evaluate your partner, evaluate the relationship. Well, okay, I'm going to give you guys like another little hint that I think works in relationships. This might sound like very businessy, but I know couples that literally create a relationship contract for every 6 months or every year. And in this contract, it says, so let's say you and I are in a relationship. I tell you what I need. And it's important to know your love languages and your partner's love languages, how you show love, how you receive love on both ends. And basically, I tell you what I need more of. You tell me what you need more of. You kind of sign a contract with that, and then you reevaluate the terms in 6 months, a year.
Amazing. What's your love language?
I mean, gift giving and receiving. Giving, remember gift giving and receiving, and I would definitely say physical touch. I like affection.
Cute.
Honestly, I'm the same.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, look at this.
A match made in heaven.
We made a match.
Oh, we can take this conversation
Am I third wheeling over here?
So get out.
I'm third wheeling over here.
What are your tips for a first date? You're meeting someone for the first time.
Yes.
What are your tips?
My tips for a first date is to have your high standards but low expectations.
Okay.
But with that being said, I think a lot of people put a lot of pressure on a first date. A first date is just a vibe check. Can you have a flow of conversation? Do you get on? Do not get deep. Do not talk too much about like a mistake I hear a lot on first dates is that you're talking about the future. I want to get married. I want to have kids. I want to do this. First of all, it sounds well with that though, you know what it does? It sounds like a checklist and that anybody will do. And then how do you think that makes the person that you're on a date feel? It feels like, oh, well, guess what? You want to get married too? You want to have kids? Well, then let's be together.
Oh, okay, I get you.
Rather than coming from that empowered standpoint of I'm the chooser, I'm the picker. And I think like when you lay that all out on the table, it kind of it takes away that power from you from choosing.
Yeah, and then also if you are assuming, so if someone starts asking those questions and mentally you're assuming that they want a particular answer, you're gonna feel forced to say something.
Correct. And just to make the date happy. Or also sometimes people talk about controversial topics like politics, religion, or war. And I feel like you're on a first date to get to know somebody and to have fun. Why even open up the door to a heated conversation when you don't have to? Just close that door.
Very true.
Yeah, and just stay on the surface. It's just a vibe check. That's all you need to do.
The first date.
First date, yes.
It all goes from there. So you told me something before the show, which I found so interesting. You said, don't date a project, date a partner. So do you have any more dating mantras like that you can share with our audience, share with us who are just love deprived, relationship deprived?
Well,
just don't know what to do with our lives?
Well, I do have like when people ask me about, okay, how should I date in Dubai? And I say there's a 4-step system that I usually go by when I talk to people. I say double DUC. I couldn't think of a good acronym. I was like duck or I don't know like what it is, but double DUC. So the first one is delete the apps. What we were speaking about earlier about people being disposable, it might hurt your self-confidence, feeling empowered. So delete that. Then
no Tinder swindler. Tinder swindler.
No Tinder swindler.
Get him out.
And then the second D is date yourself. Now that might sound a little hokey, but what I mean by that is like with my clients, my coaching clients, I say create a love yourself list.
Okay.
And in this list are 10 or more things that make you innately happy. Right? And then you make a promise to yourself, post it somewhere so you can physically see it. You make a promise to yourself to do 1 or 2 of these things every day. Because then you're kind of like flipping the script and you're putting yourself first. You're choosing you every day. Okay? Now this could be as simple as for me, like I love reality television, anything Bravo. Oh my gosh, I'm in it.
Are you watching Summer House?
I'm watching Summer House!
Oh my,
so
match made in heaven.
So
match made in heaven.
We can watch Bravo together.
100%. What are your thoughts of the union?
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about it later.
And then like
there's something quite special happening on the show.
Simon, again, you could get it.
Yeah, you can. I'm kidding.
What's happening?
And then also with like dating, like for example, I have a puppy, so I play with him, and just whatever makes sure I'm going to the gym, whatever that is, because then you're starting to choose yourself, the you in it. this is like a very businessy term, but it's called a USP. What is your unique selling point? And this is probably the most important part, because I tell clients to list down all of your achievements, all of your successes, all of your accomplishments, all of the attributes, characteristics that you're proud of in yourself. Physically write them down. Because when you go through this list and you read them to yourself, you read them aloud, you start realizing how unique you are, and all of the things that you bring to the table, and all of the things that you bring to a relationship.
Okay.
So
Because then you're so first you put yourself first, right? And now you're putting yourself on a pedestal.
Okay.
And when you're on a pedestal, right, this doesn't mean being cocky, but this is just being confident, right? When you put yourself on a pedestal, it's easier to see the red flags and the green flags when you're dating. Girl, yes. And from there, like, I would say after this USP, you're going to feel super confident when you're dating. But not only that, like, people say, oh my God, like, what's the sexiest thing somebody can be? It's not tall and it's not rich. It's confident.
100% agreed.
So,
agreed.
yeah, so when you're there on that pedestal and you know what you bring to the table, you're flipping the tables in terms of you are now becoming the chooser and the picker of the person. So instead of coming out of a date or out of a relationship or thinking, oh my gosh, does he or she like me? Now it's turned, do I like them?
What if you're not feeling the best and you can't come up with a USP, or you're feeling extremely insecure and you can't put yourself out there as confident?
I get that. And you know what? That USP list comes easy for some people and more difficult for others. And then that comes to the C. Call me. Call me afterwards, see me, and if you're having trouble with that list, oh my gosh, I could definitely help you. I'm like your #1 hype woman, like in the back, like, oh my gosh, look at you, you're amazing.
You're exactly what I need.
Dating coach, therapist,
yes,
I mean, just the perfect woman for Shahir, honestly.
You're exactly what I need right now. Back to Summer House, not to make this about the show, but you know what's going on with Lindsay, right?
Yes.
Over the last season, did you watch it?
Of course I did.
So Lindsay has had a hard time, basically in Summer House.
Want to hear the list?
Lindsay has had a hard time finding the right person, and she
dating
wants,
around,
yeah, exactly. She wants something specific out of the relationship, which throughout this year you've seen it evolve, right? So she is dating with a goal. What are your thoughts on that, and is she approaching it in the wrong way?
I think that when people say like approaching dating wrong, approaching this wrong, everybody has their own path. And I think that what she's doing in terms of dating around is getting her onto the right path, because now she is in a committed long-term relationship.
And they've been friends prior. So
and they were friends prior, so maybe she had to go a little wild in order to kind of like narrow in what she was looking for.
What qualities and what's a yes and what's a no.
Exactly.
Okay, I got it.
So back to the list.
Yes.
And then
so double DUC. So delete the apps. Date yourself, your USP, your unique selling points list. C, call me. Matchmaking, dating, coaching. I'm here for you.
That's it. That's the list.
Yeah, DDUC.
Love that. So we'll quickly get into a really fun dating game. Shri, would you like to explain the mechanism?
So the game is called Love It or Hate It. We're gonna give you a list of either attributes or just like traits in a person.
Okay.
And you tell us whether you love it or hate it. If you love it, we're all good. If you hate it,
okay.
Do you want to have a go?
Ready? Yeah, let's go.
It's a quick one. We just go through a whole list of stuff and bam, 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 bam.
Okay, bam, 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 bam.
Okay.
Let's go.
So if your partner is shorter than you,
love it.
Love it.
Really?
Well, no, wait. I'm 5'3". So I wouldn't say for me, but I have dated men that are like a similar height to myself. And I always say this, like, tall doesn't pay the bills and tall doesn't take care of you when you're sick. So when I see on applications that women sent me and and I ask them, what attributes are you looking for in a man? And they put tall. I'm like, that's not. I'm like, I'm talking about kind, caring, nurturing, supportive.
Okay.
Doesn't pay the bills.
What about someone that likes to stay in more than he likes to go out? Right?
I am recently. Oh, no, wait, I meant yes. Sorry. I'm playing the game wrong. I meant yes. So I'm recently sober, so I don't mind that at all. But I am a very social person. I love networking and doing that. But then again, if my partner doesn't enjoy that, why would I force somebody to do something that they don't like to do?
Okay.
It might be the yin to your yang.
But
Exactly.
I think someone can be too yinner than your yang, you know, or too younger to your yin.
And you know what, though? It's about whether or not you accept that or if you don't. And you have to be honest with yourself and honest with your partner in that.
Point. Okay, so the next one, not having social media.
Excellent.
What?
Really?
I love it. Don't have social media because I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, Christiana.Maxion.Matchmaker, but I'm so silly on Instagram. Like I say like the funniest things about dating and I don't want my partner being like, why are you talking about that? So actually even better if they don't have social media.
What?
Love it.
Because you're so sus.
That literally took the words out of my mouth.
No, better.
Okay, what about going for a walk or coffee on a first date? Why?
No. A first date should be a meal. Whether that's breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, whatever you want. Because you're sitting with somebody one-on-one. You can feel the person across from one another, ask questions, ping pong game with each other, conversation. Where a walk, you're standing next to somebody. It's hard to carry a real conversation or feel if they're telling the truth or having an honest conversation. A coffee implies that it's going to be very short. And who wants to, especially as a woman, who wants to get all dressed up and go for a 10-minute date?
Okay.
I wouldn't mind. You're just being chill outfit.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
If you really are questioning whether or not you want to go on a first date with somebody, like if you met on an app or through a friend or whatever, have a phone conversation or a FaceTime with them.
Good point.
Yeah.
What about
instead of wasting the time to
I would
get
think
ready?
meeting is just better. But yeah, if you're doing like a whole round of dating roulette, then yeah, possibly phone calls would be better.
Phone call, FaceTime, best. Do that.
Okay, so chapped lips on your date. Chapped lips.
Why are they chapped?
Good point.
This is what I need to know.
Question.
Why are their
Maybe
lips
they just
so
don't hydrate
I was gonna say, are they
enough.
dehydrated? Are they too much action? I need to know because there's a massive difference between the two.
Okay, so would you notice the dry lips and go like ask him about his lifestyle? Is that like a turn off for you?
Well, maybe he's just dehydrated. He just like ran a marathon, climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. So
benefit of the
let's
doubt.
see. I'm taking him at face value. He's fine. Just you know what you do? Like I said, I'm a gift giver. That's my love language. Buy him some of that Kiehl's lip balm. That's it.
Good, by the way. Such a good product.
Kiehl's lip balm's the best.
But like, isn't that like, hey, you need this,
Exactly.
basically.
But I mean, do I want my partner walking around looking like an ogre?
Good point.
Probably not.
It's like in
point.
Friends when Phoebe gifts something quite unwanted to one of her, dates who keeps running around. Do you see Friends? Do you know that episode?
I'm from New York, so I don't watch Friends. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay, what about?
I'm a Seinfeld girl.
I've never seen. Everyone says so many good things about it.
Yeah.
Splitting the bill on the first date, like
Yes?
No. Oh my gosh! Who do you think I am? No.
Choose with his mouth open.
So you would want to pay the full bill?
No, he is. Oh my gosh. I think as a gentleman, I do believe in traditional gender roles, like not in everything 100%, but I do believe that the gentleman, if he's asking you out on a date, then he should be the one to pay for it. Now, this doesn't mean that your date is like at a white tablecloth dinner. I think that the guy should be smart enough to choose a date that's wallet friendly to him or budget conscious, right? Yeah. We have online now. Look up the menus. See what fits within your budget. But also, like, don't be silly and book something that's out of your range because then you're going to hold some kind of weird resentment against the person.
Very true.
I get
so
you.
then,
especially
as the man,
out.
Yeah, and as the man, that's what you should be doing. I mean, I don't think it's that difficult.
Shahir, did you
There's
hear
internet.
That? Are you good with that?
Just because I take people to free places does not. I'm kidding.
Oh my god!
I'm not that person.
Well, I will say that. Okay, so this might be a little controversial and unpopular opinion. But one time a guy took me on a date to like a discount night. Like it was like an all you can eat. And I was like, oh, okay.
Never seen you again.
And then I said,
I would love that.
No,
what's wrong with
see,
that?
and then I said,
you can eat pastas and pancakes
or
and
like a buffet.
Pizzas.
No. and then I said, oh, can I see the a la carte menu? Because I was like, not doing that.
Okay.
Sorry, I know it's unpopular opinion, but like, it should be more special than that on a first date, especially if you're trying to like impress somebody, because that's what we're all trying to do on a first date is like impress the other person. So.
Okay, so we've kept you here for far too long.
Okay,
Last
sorry.
one,
okay.
I feel like this is the buzzer one for you, but let's see if the person is not a pet person.
Oh yeah, because I have my poodle.
Gotta be a pet person.
Everyone has to be a pet person. There's no reason for you not to be.
Yes.
Christiana?
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, guys.
I have more questions for you after the show.
Let's do it.
It's been a pleasure. Also, we'll figure out why I'm single, if you don't mind.
Yes, let's do it. We'll have like an after show.
100%. Thank you so much.
Be some therapy session that they're going to have going on after the show. But thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you guys for watching. Hope you liked that episode with Christiana. And we will see you same time, same place next week. Bye.
Bye, guys.